I recently had an interaction that really changed something that I really love. I love to cook, and I love kitchen knives and cutlery. And I walked into a knife store in San Antonio, Texas, and I met the owner, who was so passionate about kitchen knives that it reinvigorated my love for knives and my desire to improve my knife skills. Join me. Let's go take a look at the store. What's up, cooks? Today we're going to a knife store. We are at Star Chef. Let's go see what they have. They have drop-off sharpening and repair. So they have sharpening stones. They have cases. Wow, this place is amazing. Oh, look at these. Yeah, these are all carbon steel.
And I want to show you particularly, because your muscles are going to fight you. Your muscles are going to fight you for a good 2 weeks, solid, and they're not going to let you off the hook. They're going to be brutal.
Like, it's a struggle for me because everybody's like, oh, we love Santoku. And it's like, it's so hard for me because I want to rock.
And it's so flat.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about why it's flat. Because there's a reason why it's flat. If you and I took a few knives and we looked at them all this way. Yeah. So what we're really looking at is this little piece right here. If we took a bunch of knives and lined them all up and looked at them moving down this way, we would, and blow it up with a magnifying glass, we could see the edge, the cut edge, which right now is like, at my age, I can't see that cut edge. But, so when they first were making this knife, right, in the beginning stages, this side and this side looked the same as this. So when this side that you're going to cut on looked like this, and now it doesn't. How? Because they cut an edge.
They taper it.
They let's say it was like this at the top of the knife. Somebody came along and cut a triangle all the way down. Now you have an edge. Okay. So if we looked at it that way, there are basically, and excuse my bad, my bad art. This is going to be really funny, but basically, and right now, if you repeat this online, you're going to get a bazillion comments telling you how you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I'm going to icky overgeneralize here for the sake of not spending 3 hours here. Okay. In general, in the world, you have 3 types of knife edge. Again, excuse this drawing. It's a German edge. It's about 22.
So it's even.
22 degrees. Very wide shoulders. Very stout, thick, short edge. You know, you can pound on it. It's a screwdriver, basically. Nothing's going to happen, okay? Then you have kind of a mid edge, like an American or French edge, which is roughly 19 or 20 degrees. Go down, right?
The French ones look more like kind of like a slicer, right? They're narrower than like a German.
They're almost identical to a German. I mean, it's only really 1 or 2 degrees off, and they use German steel too. Then you have a Japanese edge, that was a bad Japanese edge, which kind of looks like that. Okay, meaning that this up here is paper thin. It's scalpel. So here's the problem. If I have an edge like this, a German edge, this is all metal, right? And
On a big chicken bone or something.
Nothing's going to happen. If I have an edge like that, like a Japanese edge, and I do that,
Chip it.
you're either going to chip it or this is now going to look like that because we took the very paper thin part and we pushed down on it a bunch and it went super common. Super common. So all we have to know is that this gets driven like a car and this gets driven like a plane. And that is why your Santokus are flat, because they don't want your muscles to push down. They're designed, think samurai sword, they're designed to go forward. This part of your muscle, not this part. Okay? So let's play with it. And it's also literally the difference between cutting and breaking. German edge, we just break. Why? Because this tippy top part can actually slice, but everything else is too wide shouldered to slice. This all has to be forced through the onion or forced through the carrot, which when we all posture the same way because unconsciously we know that. We do stuff like this. As soon as we put something on the board, we go, why? Because this is the thinnest part of the knife, path of least resistance, right? So slicing with a big wide 22-degree blade looks like that. Yeah. That's as far as we're going to get. Because now the thickness is too thick to slice. So what do? Break. And we stand.
So that's how you end up rocking.
We break. Break, 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 break. Not because we're dumb, but because it's too thick and your muscles said this is what we have to do to get through this thing. Japanese blades. Very different. So the goal, again, we're driving a plane now. The goal would be that the whole length of the blade, again, I'm overgeneralizing, the whole length of the blade touch the whole surface of what we're cutting. This, which looks like this. I'm not pushing down, I'm just pushing forward. And it's dropping itself. That's why it's flat. So, feel the top of that, and then feel the top of that.
This rough. Oh, yeah. Oh, they just meant. Oh, look at that. You should have frozen.
So again, it's just meant. It's not one is better than the other. You have to have both, right? It's just that they drive different. That's all. So I'm gonna let you drive this one.
So should you mainly use a Santoku on vegetables and then use your chef on a meat?
You can use Santoku on a meat. It depends on the edge. Like that one you picked up has a wider edge on it. It doesn't have a typical Japanese edge. But if it had a typical Japanese edge, you could do it on meat as long as there's no bones.
Okay.
To run up against. So first thing to remember, exactly what you just noticed and you said was that it's much flatter than something curved.
This has
a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Let it remind you not to angle up. Let it remind you to stay parallel to the board.
I always forget that as I'm...
And your muscles right now are going to make you crazy. So pull. Other thing about Japanese knives, when you drive them, they want to be driven by the handle and not choked up here.
Not choked up.
Yeah. It's just going to give you way better aerodynamic as you're...
That's weird for me because I'm...
You're used to
like I said,
pinch gripping.
The same pilot. Don't push down. Just push toward me. Don't push down. Just push toward me. Don't push down. Push toward me. Her muscles right now are going. What?
I want to push down.
No more.
like butter.
No more pushing. Stay straight. There you go.
See, and I'm choking up on it.
So you should
down your go.
You should be back here before you get to the board. It's just it's muscle memory. It's totally normal. Oh, that was good. That was beautiful. And when you land, try to land real soft, like you're landing a plane and not bouncing all over the. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's hard.
2 weeks. You need 2 weeks for your muscles to stop.
Because I know I do the push cut on my show, and then people are probably looking at me like I'm crazy. Because I am pushing too hard. Yeah. Cut my finger.
That was beautiful. That last one was beautiful.
So your You're starting out here, but your pressure point is here.
And don't push down. Only push forward. It's going to drop itself. There's very little resistance because the edge is thin. Again, 2 weeks. It's not you. It's your muscle memory. I mean, as soon as you do this, your muscle's like, yeah, we know what to do.
So what do you do with one of these hybrid ones? Do you just...
The hybrids are difficult. I mean, this is a hybrid.
Yeah.
This is a type of hybrid because they put a Western handle on it and a center weight on it. Here, let me let you play with one that's not a hybrid.
A pure Japanese knife.
A pure, that's right.
Ooh, yeah, I have... The handles are like either like octagon or round.
So a couple of things. Remember, we all grew up in the 80s and 90s playing this game about, the balance. Not in Japanese knives.
No.
Not in Japanese knives. Why? Because, A, there's no full tang. This metal's going to stop right there.
Yeah.
And it's a pin inside. It's not this wide. It's going to a pin. And there's no center weight. Why? Because it's not meant to be driven down. It's meant to be driven forward. Therefore, it's completely built to completely fall forward because that's the way it's used.
Okay.
Okay. Now, this one is dry. So there's kind of a neat thing you can do. Let me show you with a different, no, this isn't a demo. Let me show you with a different knife. If I did this, that's as much of the knife as we used. Everything else is still dry. Your goal with a Japanese knife is to use the whole length every time. But it's the only way you can be assured that you're not going down.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, it's going to be like a 2-week process of you arguing with the knife. So, right? You start at the front.
So with this, what kind of knife would this be?
This is a Gyuto.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And we'll play with others.
this is a Japanese chef.
Chef.
Yeah.
Okay, just forward. Use more of the blade before you get down. There you go. Whoa, get a close-up. Can I do it? Because it's beautiful. Her cuts are beautiful.
Here, go ahead. Hey, go ahead, Amy.
Go all the way to the back. Okay, there was that one. So that was like a pure, okay? But hybrids are...
These are funny because when I use these, I'm not used to so much handle back here.
And it's pulling forward because it's all forward. There's one I want you to try. Because I want you, now that you've felt the difference in the flatness and the blade, I want you to feel the difference in steel. So this one you used and this one you used are the same steel. Now we're moving into a much more highly engineered traditional Japanese steel. And I want you to feel the difference for those who say there's no difference between how...
So is this like carbon steel?
It's a Ginsan silver number 3.
Ooh. Hoo, hoo, hoo.
Okay, again, use the length, use the length, use the length.
This is like a sword. Is this a Kuritsuke?
Kiritsuke, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is like a sword.
Oh. I still choke up on it.
But your muscle memory.
Rocking.
Are you supposed to use more of the blade?
Yeah. But again, she's working against...
I'm working on
She's working against
me wanting to do this.
a whole physiological... Yeah.
It wouldn't be a problem for me because I don't know how to cut it.
Still pushing straight down.
I am.
Okay.
Put your finger on the back of the blade. See, that's
Start near the beginning and go towards the end. Use a lot of the blade and just let it go natural, boo-boo.
very second one straight.
She's doing really well. I mean, usually people's muscle memory is really a lot more resistant.
Here, Jeff, try it.
I'll show you how it's done.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, so
You're not supposed to drag it. I drag it too. She's
On a
probably like,
German-
drag it.
On a German knife, that's fine. On a Japanese knife, you're going to turn the edge from this into this.
Yeah.
It's going to go over, and then we have to cut it off and regrind the knife and make a new edge out of it. So, the secret. You cut, right? Just move your thumb over. You're cutting this way.
Yeah.
Just move your thumb over.
Oh, so don't do that.
You don't even have to put it down or let it go.
Okay.
I got you.
I don't like putting it down and picking it back up. So, for me, I just have to flip it. Because I'm a little too lazy to.
Oh my God, this thing just cuts. Look at that. That's with nothing. It's amazing.
He's using a lot of the blade, which is good.
You hear the way he's landing?
Softer than me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's because I'm not holding the blade.
Think of the pilot.
I'm not holding
Don't you
the-
hate it when they...
It's that damn
Put your. I put this in here. Put it right
Next
here.
time she's
That's
on
what
a
you
plane,
do.
she's going to be like, that was a German knife.
You
man."
put it here, and that way it forces you to push it.
Yeah, exactly.
Learning on the German knife, I choke up and I just
We all do.
pound it.
Well, because we all learned that.
This is a great knife.
It's a superb knife. I love that knife.
So it's silver, steel?
Ginsan Silver number 3. Very, very, very... So here's the funny part.
Look how thin you can cut them.
All 3 knives that you've now used are made by the same company. Even though they're extremely different.
Then
There you go. So this company has been making knives for over 750 years. Kikuichi. Yes.
same guy.
Are those Macs?
Yeah, exactly. No,
There we go.
Kikuichi.
Okay.
Mac is here. Awesome knife. Workhorse. No bling.
No.
But workhorses of knives. Yeah. You can be a little rougher with these. You know, they kind of compensated the edge out a little bit.
It falls.
For the West, you know.
So let's see that Kramer.
I don't have a demo of the Kramer. I wish I did.
Oh,
Let's see. Let's play. I wanted you to play with that other one that you were looking at. This one. German company, Japanese designer. It was a combo effort.
Yeah, and the handle on this is...
You're going to be surprised about the handle.
I actually like this knife, I think.
It's a surprising knife because it doesn't act the way it looks.
You're choking up. Are you supposed to?
No.
No.
She's going to, again, there's a lot of muscle memory to change.
It looks like a big knife.
She can't do it all in one day.
It is. The handle is... How much is this one?
That one, so that one is also a different steel than you've used.
It's carbon steel?
No, that one is SG2. That one is 225. So SG2 is powdered steel. They powder all the different metals and then they press them to make the knife. Why? So that it's a relatively recent engineering. I don't want to trace that because I'll wreck the edge. I'm going to trace this one. Forget I did that. So as you use that really thin, paper thin edge that we talked about, it chips, right? And you get big chips in it. And now when you're cutting, it's skipping and going in the grooves and it's not cutting well and you have to bring it to somebody to get it re-edged. What SG2 did for the knife world was that because the steel is powdered, as it chips, and it will, because we're Westerners using something that our muscles don't know how to use. As it chips, though, it can only chip to the size of the powder.
Okay.
Which means that you're going to be able to enjoy the sharpness for an extra 3, 4, 5 months before somebody has to. Which is why SG2 was created. SG2 is also really expensive because it's a big, big engineering process to put it together. So this one is $225.
So we always hear about knives made out of VG10 and VG10X.
I love. Okay,
I have a lot that are VG10.
I like VG10.
All we know is it's supposed to be. It's not necessarily tough, but it'll maintain a sharp edge for a while,
Yeah.
and it doesn't corrode. There's little or no corrosion because of the chromium in it and stuff. Or am I wrong on that?
I can corrode it for you. You drop it in a sink full of water and walk away for 3 hours. But If a knife corrodes, it's generally because it's got enough carbon in it to corrode, which means there's enough carbon in it to hold an edge.
She almost bought a blue steel knife,
bought a
but
blue steel.
but it's too much maintenance because you got to oil it. Yeah.
Try that one. That one's VG10. Same company, Kikuichi.
Wow, this is heavy.
So again, another hybrid built for the Westerners.
It's long too.
Yeah,
Is this a 12-inch or something?
that's a 10. So I mean, it comes.
Oh, a
in all
10.
these. That's just the only one I have a demo of.
Does it come in like an 8?
Yeah.
When I see blades like that, I just assume it's Damascus, but I'm probably wrong.
That is Damascus.
It is.
I mean,
Oh, it's hammered and Damascus.
it's hammered and Damascus. It's Damascus all the way up. You just can't see it because they hammered over it. Yeah. So, and as you know, there's actual Damascus and then there's fake Damascus, which is a really big deal right now.
Why are they just stamping? Are they just stamping it and
Etching it with a laser machine
etching it? Okay.
instead of the actual folding processes over and over and over again, which create the Damascus.
So
I know
handmade.
this one's expensive.
So handmade Japanese
heavy,
knives are really expensive, and then the cheaper Chinese, where they're just mass produced on machines, are far cheaper. But
But they can't hold an edge because it's garbage steel.
see, that's it.
And then you get people that'll tell you, oh no, they make they're using VG10. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're saying that they're cloning VG10. It's not happening.
Okay.
I know that. We've been sharpening knives for 20 years for literally thousands of restaurants. Those knives, they don't even sharpen the same. You don't even see the burr come up in the same way. You can tell right away. So this line that you were just using, those are all them. Then you use this one from that line.
How much is it to carry?
And the carry of this one, I actually have this one in a demo. You want to play with it? This one is $330. And again, it's because you're paying somebody to fold the steel over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I'm taking out all your knives here.
This is what I do all day. Pull your hand. Okay, do me a favor. Let's do an experiment.
I'm using all your carrots.
It's okay. You know, there's this family of deer that lives behind my house, and they wait for me to get home. Like, lady, you're late. Okay, go ahead and cut the same way you just did.
Yep.
Okay, now stop. Pull your hand all the way back. Now do it again. Push forward. Less resistance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now everybody on big time television is going to tell you
PTTV.
that you need to hold,
Shoved up on it.
that you need to do this for control,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. You don't know the real reason you're doing this? Because the camera is panning in on your hand cutting.
So they want to see the hand and the
You
blade.
don't want to see the logo.
They want the logo because there's backdoor money.
Oh, yeah.
The logo.
Okay. Well,
I'll let my husband tell you. My husband went to culinary college in France. He's from France. He was a chef in Paris for 18 years. He was a chef in LA for 10 years. We watch cooking shows and he just gets the lecture. You have to do this for control if you're a professional.
The only reason I don't use them partially is I don't have anybody. I have like stones for days, but I've never learned how to sharpen. And so like Williams Sonoma had this like sharpening day and my knives came back like sandpaper because they just ripped them and they didn't finish them. And so I don't really have anybody that can sharpen them because I'm going
to warn you about something. When we train sharpeners, we don't let a sharpener touch anybody else's knife. I have cases of training knives, hundreds, maybe more than hundreds. They are not allowed to touch anybody's knife until they've got 600 hours under their belt.
wow.
Do you have 600 hours? Do I have 600? They don't. Nobody has 600 hours. So, because we have to teach them, this is this kind of steel. It's not going to react to a belt the way that is. This is this kind of steel. It's not going to react to a stone the way that is. This knife is older. Therefore, we're going to sharpen it a different way because it doesn't have enough metal to give up anymore.
Yeah.
It's getting too small. This kind of steel doesn't react well with heat. So every pass you make, I need to get it wet. I need to cool it off. I need you to wait. See how the burr's coming up in big pieces versus little pieces. So there's a lot more to it. I tell people all the time, if you're going to try to sharpen your own knives, it's a little bit like trying to fill your own teeth. Like that's why the dentist went to dental school, you know?
I need to learn on a ripper knife so I can screw it up.
No, you know what you should do? come in here with your knife and play cutting day with my husband, and then he'll just go put all your knife edges back on the way they were supposed to for you.
This is what happens when you love knives, see? You just start chopping everything.